TechTV101.com.
Survivors, report position.
You picked a real peach of a world to crash on, boss.
I'm picking up a large cluster of hostiles approaching.
Son of a dick! Pull up your skirt and strap that dildo on!
Sit down. Come on, sweet baby!
A lifetime of movies, comic books, video games, and everything, right?
Yeah, that's the thing. We as designers are sponges, you know. We basically try to read everything, play everything, see everything, and then somehow it gets post-processed and ends up being in a game. So you know, I'm quite often asked, you know, what game was the inspiration, you know, for Bulletstorm. And my answer is always that it was never a particular game, but it was all games at the same time.
Sit down. Come on, sweet baby! Booyah!
That's the funny thing about the language with Bulletstorm is that there's actually not that many F-bombs in it. It's just Rick Remender, the writer, when he came on board, which was a good tone match for the DNA of PCF and Epic in regards to the kind of games we like to do and play. What he does is he kind of dissects other words that are maybe more PG-13, you know, such as ass or maggot. But when you combine it into ass maggot, suddenly you have a new hybrid of a word you've never heard before, right? And which could potentially redefine how people think about profanity, and as well as how they rethink about shooters with the skill shot system. So. I think it's one of those situations that if you have a system that rewards creative killing, that, you know, not only shooting people in the head but also shooting them in other areas just kind of naturally falls out of that as well, right?
Either make with one sweet and sloppy apology, or I will fuck up your lives!
I am gonna kill you!
Oddly enough, PC is very hard to develop on.
Really?
The thing is that, you know, it's 2011, right? More or less we have these consoles figured out. But with PC, there's always this problem that you never know the setup. You know, with consoles, you know, your screen is 16 by 9. That's how you design your HUD, for example, and the user interface. But if, you know, with PC, it can be this, or 2 monitor setup. You never know. So there's actually a lot of work. Our goal for this was to work simultaneously on every single platform, because if you leave something behind and hope for the best when it's the end of the project, no, you're screwed. So you know, there was just every single platform is challenging, but then you know, again, it's 2011. You know, if we don't have these platforms figured out by now.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, when launching a new IP, also it kind of makes sense to hit on all three.
Hit on three, exactly. Yeah.
You know, assuming you can run on a certain amount of PCs, assuming that, you know, there's however many millions of Xbox 360s and PlayStations out there, it just makes sense to put it on. You know, cast the net as wide as possible right now. Obvious, there's maybe a little bit of that DNA in regards to, you know, some of the, you know, Gears has this theme of destroyed beauty, and Adrian likes to say that the world has this, the world of Bulletstorm has this kind of defiled paradise, you know, Dubai Fallen vibe. Yeah. And at the end of the day, Rubble just looks cool. Yeah. To be honest, you know, and sterile environments are great, and you know, the spaceship in Mass Effect, and that's cool. I wish the Unreal Engine renders lovingly. But I think we kind of, you know, my position at Epic is one of design director of, you know, facilitate new IP and great games, but also kind of make sure they can kind of exist in their own space. So when you look at Bulletstorm and Gears is a, you know, pretty dark world with little moments of humor. And, you know, there's bits that are, of course, are a little bit dark in Bulletstorm. Bulletstorm has a more colorful world, has a, you know, more of a lighthearted tone, characters who, you know, maybe they could kind of coexist in the same universe, but Grayson definitely has more of a roguish Wolverine, you know, drinks a lot type vibe, whereas Marcus is the stoic, heavily armored tank. Yeah. And so we continue to look at the weapon designs as well. I mean, you know, 4-barreled shotgun, perfect fit for this, right? Whereas, you know, gun with chainsaw feels more Gears, and so that's part of the line that we have to walk and be very careful with, you know. Make a game that would, you know, appeal to fans of Gears, but also attract a new audience, I think was one of the mantras.
combos that'll pucker your butthole. Kick ass with your buds online. Daddy like.
You really need a breath mint.
Oh yeah.
TechTV101.com.